Everyone, it's a super busy Sunday, December 11th, 2022. Let's go over four sports: football, NBA, NHL, and college basketball. Start off with football. Pretty good day for NFL. Pretty good day. I mean, you've got Dallas winning but doesn't cover. It's okay. Algorithm didn't think they were going to cover. Cincinnati right in line with predictions. They were like the number one pick of the day. They won, they covered. Miami game's still going on, so let's not worry about that. Don't ever listen to me. Always listen to the algorithm. Detroit, basically, I mean, the projected score is very, very close here, too. Unbelievable. Get the projected points right on the nose. Actual points 57, projected points 57.6. Okay, they win. Seahawks lose. That was a loss for the odds makers and us. Carolina finds a way to outscore them. Okay, Chiefs hold on and win, somehow letting a huge lead evaporate to less. Steelers don't win against Tyler Huntley or whatever it was on Baltimore. So Baltimore outscores that game. I understand why that game went a little weird without Lamar Jackson. So Steelers win that game. Niners crush Tampa Bay. Eagles crush the Giants. Jets cover somehow. You can see the score is actually not that bad of a prediction here. It says that the Jets just miss up on a touchdown. And had they gotten a touchdown, it would have been that close score where they might have potentially tied or won there. So the Jets do cover plus 9.5, barely. Jacksonville wins and scores a high scoring game. So the algorithm gets that right. Algorithm doing pretty good things in football. That's what it does. All right, let's go on to NBA. NBA, couple teams win, like the Knicks and the Pelicans, which were pretty good picks on here. The Bulls do not win. I thought they won. They didn't win. That stinks because I had them. And then you got Raptors lose because they're injured, probably one of the reasons. Don't know why the Bucks lost though. And the Pistons don't even cover down here. So Lakers injuries maybe not as bad. I haven't prepared anything for tomorrow because nobody's paid for tomorrow yet. When people start buying algorithms for tomorrow, then I'll sell them and I'll do them and do more videos. Hockey's still going on right now. It looks like, let's see here. So drop my phone. Looks like hockey scores. Oh, it's 4-4. Arizona has not won that game yet. So don't call that game yet. Philadelphia is fighting them hard. So you do have Colorado winning and doing basically what the algorithm said. Seattle winning and doing basically what the algorithm said with an underdog line. That was the good pick of the day. Columbus, LA just back-to-back game. Like Columbus just outscores a tired LA. You can see that's probably what happened there. And then Washington behind Lindgren. Watched a little bit of this game with my kid. We were talking about how much we like Charlie Lindgren. His rating should go up here. He certainly played them into a win. Caps win like 4 in a row now. So interesting to watch that. And then you've got some ties for hockey. Now let's do college basketball. So it's looking like 22-8 so far. Couple games still going on. Mississippi State is beating Minnesota pretty handily. Not only by 8 at halftime. And then Hawaii game is later. All the other games that actually happened. 22-8 so far. And I talk about home teams with a margin above 10%. Margin greater than 0.1 is what we talk about here. 10-1. I say you win 90% of those games. That's winning 91% of the games. Only one you're losing is Iowa, and they were at 78% health. So there's a reason why they lost, because they had injuries. And so that's almost predictable. So algorithm doing amazing things. Now let's back out and look at all the games again, because I really want to dig through this and see, because I want to be able to give you accurate, just kind of like, here's what the algorithm says. So top down, you lose Iowa, but because of the injuries, I'm going to let that go. I mean, that's why they lost, probably. I guarantee it, seeing it here. So the algorithm is telling you to stay away from that. You lose Lipscomb away. Let's just look at the home team. Sorry. 14-5. Understand Iowa. Then you lose Rutgers, Hofstra. Hofstra was not a true home game. I know that. Didn't know that before I made the wager yesterday. That stinks. They blew it and lost. Rutgers, I don't know what happened there. That's crazy. They lose against an injured Seton Hall, and Towson losing to Navy, and only a 4% margin. So you lose 3 down here, and then you lose Youngstown State. I see that against Ohio normally would be a better team. Although the rankings have Youngstown State higher anyway, but it had this game super close, and so that's another one you lose. But everything else wins, and your away teams, you lose Lipscomb and the 2 at the bottom, which means if you bump this 5%, let's see what this are. Ready? So you're 22-8 with no home bump. 5% brings us to 24-6. So I said no home bump today. Of course, a 5% home bump was, but you should know to do a range and to look. And you catch Bowling Green State, but you don't catch Lipscomb if you go up another 3%. So it'd still be 24-6. But you would have Youngstown State a little higher. So anyway, I mean, regardless, this is a pretty good day top down. And we didn't do very well on the spread, apparently. If this is calculating right. Let's see here. AA. Column AA. Yeah, these tough games are not covering the spread. What about games where it said that the spread was not one of these terrible games? How about these games? 8 and 6. See, that's a little bit better. And spread cover, yeah, like could also sort by spread cover plus. Let's see. Then we're looking at over here how it does. Home and away. 13-17. Yeah, it's not great. It is. It's tough to predict, to really get points exactly right. That I got asked about this today and like running your win-loss against the spread, and I'm like, it's really just tough and twitchy with points because points can happen. So it makes me want to look at things like this, which is just look at them as descending by margin and try to pick winners because you get this, and this is much easier to understand because the top 15 games in a row winning is really easy for people to understand what order you're looking at this in, right? So it's just one of those where I just have trouble caring enough about the spread. I want to care about this. It always makes me want to remove spread and all the spread cover stuff and everything and make this simpler. I mean, we can hide it, and I'll show you what that does. Is it makes you look at things in a different way. Hide it. Hide it. I'll leave the scores up, but what this does is notice how what we're looking at now. We're looking at the important factors of the game, meaning the team that we think is the most chance of winning versus the team that's the weakest compared to them when you compare the two. That's the order we're looking at this when we're looking at it descending by margin. Now you get to see the name, you get to see who's home, but not all these games are true home teams, and that sucks that we don't identify that. Whether or not this team wins, right? The health of this team and the health of this team, the opponent's health. It's good to know. It's helpful. The money line we're going to see and the score and the margin. So now when you look at this, I can say, all right, well, let's start chopping this up to be like, well, who would we have picked if we didn't know the results of this game? I was saying things like this. I go, take the home teams, take margins greater than 10%. So watch how this happens. Ready? Greater than 0.1. You're left with just this, assuming we did not know who won, right? This is what we're looking at before the day. So I would have looked at this and I would have been like, all right, well, these lines are terrible. Here's some acceptable lines. Is there any reason not to play any of these teams? And the answer was Iowa was super injured. So you could have stayed away from it because they were also minus 190. So it would have been these three would have been the ones to take on it, and they all win, right? They all win. No, not cover spread, win the game. Yeah. So that's all we care about. So, and then as for the rest of the games, if you open up everything and you were just betting everything, or really not caring about the 10% margin thing, like not having to get every single game right, but also playing some games with reasonable lines. Well, underdog wise, it goes 1-3, but the one that does win is New Mexico State. And it was way up there at a 23% margin, which is why margin matters. The rest of these are all down here under 5% bump land. So, and Hofstra was not a true home team, so it's confusing. So it's understandable why these three lose for sure. Oklahoma State, not a true home game for Virginia Tech, I think, but still. But New Mexico State, even away against an injured Duquesne, just flat out wins this game at a great line. So, I mean, when you see a lot of wins and your losses get chunked together at the bottom, college basketball just works. I mean, it really proves that running the numbers gives you extra intelligence, because for it to have New Mexico all the way up here and to have them win the game, how much did they win by? Now we'll start looking at points again. The final margin of victory for the New Mexico game was 13. We had them winning this game by 12 to begin with, and they win by 13. I mean, it's pretty awesome. So when you look at all games, you win the top 15. I did not put this in a round robin, but it was very, very easy, especially now top 15 win, including away, and also home team wise, top 9 win with Iowa hurting. And if you get the Iowa out of there, you would have had to stop at Rutgers at 5%. So everything except Iowa above 5% wins, if you look at it that way. I can go on forever, but college basketball, it's just a resource. It's why I say it's the best game to wager, because you just get strings of wins like that. So you can go purchase copies and update it yourself in conjunction with a subscription to RotoWire. And you can be doing this every day and not be relying on whether or not I'm paying attention to sports for the day. Okay, good luck. I hope your picks won on Sunday, and I hope they keep winning in the future. See ya.